Um, about a week ago, I had a really missed opportunity at the Cannabis Cup. I ran into a gentleman named Don Koshmider, and he quickly ran it by me that he was looking at life in prison for medical marijuana. Um, I'm just going to read this straight out of the medical marijuana report, the Michigan Medical Marijuana Report, a renowned magazine in Michigan that we know and love. All the activists have something to do with it, all the way back to John Sinclair. It's a great rag. Pick it up someday. And whenever I read word for word out of this, I don't know where they get the words, but I'm guessing. Let's see. Oh, Ben Horner. See, one of the High Times Freedom Fighter of the Year. I believe it was 2015, maybe. But yeah, Michigan Medical Marijuana Report. If you can get it, it's great to get. If you grow weed, you probably pick one up every time you see it at the grocery store. So anyway, Ben Horner is going to write about my friend that I met. Unfortunately, like I said, missed opportunity. I could have interviewed him right on the spot. We were in a hurry to get back to the Cannabis Cup for whatever reason at the time. And then we got back and I couldn't find him. He might not have been gone, but I couldn't find him. So here we go. Otsego County Prosecutor Mike Rolla was also upset in the primary election last August. Yes. Mike Rolla was known for his draconian prosecution of dispensaries in Gaylord, Michigan. Brennan Kieran will most likely replace him next year, signally to the leaders in the county that medical marijuana is not top law enforcement priority and to leave the dispensaries alone. Last year, Gaylord passed a marijuana provisioning ordinance and has several dispensaries currently operating. The victory came about because of the efforts of the Cannabis Stakeholders Group. And I believe at the time this was this group of the dispensaries, the owners of the dispensaries, and a couple of lawyers. But anyway, the group consisted of Chad Morrow, Alan Witt, and with support from Jolene Fowler, Dana Carver, Steve Sanders, and Don Koshmider. Now, the Michigan State Police, however, did not get the message about this, and they have this thing called the Multi-Jurisdictional Task Force TNT and SANE. And you know these anti-drug task forces always have these gangster-sounding names, Well, because most of the time they're gangsters, like they're the guys that join the police force because they fully believe in the if you can't beat them, join them, and if you can't join them, beat them. Like either way, it's that's the philosophy of some of these people, and I would like to see them pass a drug test. But let me not get sidetracked here. On July 11th, the home and business of Don Koshmider was raided by TNT and MSP. Now, when I did an on-the-spot interview with Don, I did ask him that question because it occurs to me that they constantly, whenever they raid somebody's business, they raid their house at the same exact time. Why is this a big deal? Well, because your vulnerability level is twice as high when your rights are being violated in two different locations at once. Obviously, you can't be there at both locations at the same time. So you have very little to do in the way of protecting your assets and your privacy. And that's a big deal. That's your Fourth Amendment right in your Constitution just got crossed out because they think that what you're doing, they don't like what you're doing, even though it's legal, even though you can win a case if you take it to them. Now, I think he had some prior charges. He mentioned to me that he had prior arrests and charges. And when they came in, he wasn't supposed to have firearms. All right. And when they came in and raided his house, his wife's ex-husband had left some ammunition in the house, and they found that, and now he's looking at life in prison. Now he's been helping patients for several years, and he's been attending many local town hall meetings and providing court support for raid victims throughout the state. He was wearing a shirt that was the Lawyers Advocacy Group shirt. I kicking myself for not remembering the name of it because I've done much studying on this group. They've been one of the, like if I was to get raided and I wanted to call one of these top, like Corman or whoever, one of these top Michigan medical marijuana lawyers, where am I going to get the money? Well, these guys would help you with whatever you can't pull together. They'll probably get you the rest. So anyhow, he's hoping that karma is going to come back and help him in the long run. And on a side note that's not so much of a side note, Sane also raided the home of Peter O'Toole, creator of Seed to Cure, which is a nonprofit group of patients and caregivers dedicated to helping seriously ill patients with concentrated hash oil, also known as Simpson oil. So in Michigan, we have this group of people called Seed to Cure, who has an organization of growers that put all their material, and they even ask other growers that aren't even direct members of this, and everybody that can get a chance to throw in something always does, but they collect up all the trim and extra buds around the area and whatever they can throw in, and they make all this Simpson oil and give it to cancer patients, children, and old people alike. Anyhow, the home was located on Boys Blank, an island, and it also contained two gardens. Patients' critical medicine was seized, as well as grow equipment. Homeland Security, the Coast Guard, as well as Mackinac County Sheriffs and Michigan State Police were all needed to hit this family's home. Sounds like overkill to me. They probably didn't even have any guns on premises, knowing these people. Right, with all the people that he helped over the years, Uncle Pete feels confident that they will win if charges are filed. So again, they're always counting on all this karma coming back. I really hope it does. But what these two raids show to me is that what I'm doing is really dangerous. If you see me get arrested, it'd be weird because I've been operating in this neighborhood, in this house, for 5 years almost, and my neighbors know me. They know what I'm doing. They don't have a problem with me. I'm not a nuisance. The police have been here several times. I've talked to them on several occasions, and we've had many conversations, and none of them were anything but positive and good. And the helicopters and the airplanes fly overhead all the time, every day, whatever, and what it all comes down to is if I got arrested all of a sudden and they were like, hey, you had too many clones or something, I don't even know what, but if any of that happens, mark my words that it's because I do these videos, all right? And the reason that Don Koshmider was arrested is because he helped people with legal help when they got in trouble for growing marijuana. And the reason that they went after Peter O'Toole and Seeds to Cure is because they give free cancer cures to people with cancer. The people that are getting taken out are activists, are people that are speaking out. I'm a journalist now, man, so if they come and raid me because of what I'm doing, which is legit and legal and above board, then I'm going to say that they came after me because I'm a journalist and I'm reporting on facts, and here we are at a crossroads in my career of doing this, which just started, and I already found out YouTube's not going to pay me, so I don't know if I'm ever going to get paid or not. Who really even cares about news about a bunch of stories about dope, whether that dope be marijuana, legal, recreational, illegal, or medical, or whether it be anything else that falls in the drug war news category, because that's what I do. I do drug war news. The Duterte situation, the drug war in Mexico. I have yet to do a report about that because there's so much other stuff going on, and we've got all these marijuana laws that are about to change, and they're not all that great. You know, we look at that. You know, that's a story in itself. So doing what I do is dangerous, and apparently doing the right thing and helping people, that's also dangerous.